Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Mike O'Mara Show, joining you from Los Angeles with Oscar Santana today. Hello, Oscar.
Hey now.
Is there a delay out there today? Is there a delay out there? I'm curious. We didn't do the 1, 2, 3 test that we normally do.
I feel great. I don't know how you guys are doing. You sound amazing.
You sound very good, but Rob, are you wondering?
Is there a wicked delay?
Same thing?
I was wondering before if it was a 5-year-old delay, but now I think it might be a Los Angeles delay because we were talking to his niece and nephew. How would you say that in Spanish, Oscar? Niece and nephew.
You know what? Sobrina y sobrina. Y sobrino. Sobrina y sobrino.
See, what Rob did was a follow-up question inside of a question, which will not give us the opportunity to test the delay. What is the temperature out there right now, Oscar?
It is 67 degrees.
Now I'm confused.
Me too.
Because now there's no delay. Were you not paying attention at the very beginning of the show, Oscar?
No, I was paying attention this whole time. I'm sitting here staring at a screen.
Are you confused, Rob? I'm confused.
You know what? I've had times when when I've been clearer. Yes.
So we're really not
great.
sure what the.
Of course, you feel
delay.
great.
The delay might be significant. It might be insignificant. I'm not sure.
Well, let's do the test right now. Let's do the 1, 2, 3 test.
Okay, Rob.
Okay, is it going to go me, Mike, Oscar?
Yes.
Okay, 1,
2,
3,
4.
Yeah, there's a delay. Yeah. Is there any way of improving it? Is there any way of improving this at all? Or
Oscar has to be right on top of his game. What he needs to do is he needs to take.
That's not going to be improvement. Oscar has to be on top of his game. If there's a 2-second delay from us to, there wasn't yesterday, right?
There was not, gentlemen. There was not.
I think this is about where it was yesterday, actually.
Of course you do. Of course
now,
you do.
how am I a villain in this for having an
Because
opinion?
you're accepting it again. You accept. I don't accept.
I'm not accepting anything.
It just seems to me
Yeah,
that
but
there's
Rob, this is the thing. Couldn't I dumb down my audio a little bit so it'd get to you faster? Isn't that possible?
You could try to, lower your codec.
This is a really nice peek behind the scenes of the Mike O'Mara Show, and I don't mind doing this, actually, while we're on the air, so we don't have to stop and restart like we did yesterday. I think this would be a lot of fun. And people are listening to this and saying right now to us, they're saying, what are they so concerned about? What we're concerned about is a fraction of a delay of our voices getting out to Los Angeles to Oscar, and it makes the conversation just a little stilted, and we don't like it. So if we can improve it, we will. Look at Rob. Look at Rob's face. Nothing he can. You would rather have us just do this, right? Just forget the whole thing. What are you saying? You're drumming with your finger. What is the problem? What is the malfunction? What is the problem?
My hand to God, this is exactly how it was yesterday. Even when we did the 1, 2, 3 test.
I guarantee it was not the way it was.
I promise you
yesterday.
it was. I swear it on my soul. This is what it was yesterday.
So there was a delay yesterday.
There was, and we compensated, and we allowed for it in the timing, and it was fine.
Yeah. Now, what can he play with on his little machine to?
He can dumb down his codec so that actually he's sending us a dumbed down version of the audio. You know, like if you are working on your computer and sometimes you have a WAV file, which is a big sound file, or you can get an MP3 file and it's smaller. What we want to do is take his audio that he's sending us from Los Angeles, and instead of making it a WAV, we want to make it into like an MP3.
All right, I want to make this easy for the listeners to understand. So we're going to do a test, and then we're going to change Oscar's setting. If you haven't already changed it, have you done anything to it yet?
What should I change it to is the question.
All right, don't do it yet. We're going to do the test now. Now, the test works this way. Rob says 1, Mike says 2, Oscar says 3. But we have to say the number right on the end of the other guy's number, okay? So when Rob says 1, I say 2, Oscar says 3, as fast as we can.
Now,
okay?
will we also do 4, 5, 6?
We can do 10 if you want to count to 10.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Wait, just to confirm, what is your box set to there as far as the audio codecs? Just so I think you have to pair them up.
I'll tell you. Also, I'd like to see the count go the
Oh
other
God,
way.
he's got to move. What's that? What?
I'd like to see the count go the other way because there's going to be more delay between you and Oscar than between Oscar and us. Because you're
All right,
coming
can you
to us.
explain
and
that?
then
Can you explain that, please? All right, Stephen Hawking, can you probably explain what we're going to try to do on this experiment?
Oscar's coming to us and then going to you. So Oscar's going through 2 hops to get to you, but
So
you're
you
coming
wanna-
directly to us.
So you wanted to go Oscar, Rob, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
And Oscar, we are set right now to lowest delay, lower quality.
Here's the problem, Pony. When
okay.
Oscar goes to Rob, it's going to be immediate, and then Rob's going to go to me, and it's going to be immediate.
But I want to hear
Because
the
there
delay.
is no delay. If we go from Rob, Mike, Oscar, then you get that delay.
Oh, you know what? He just figured out the deal. Because since I'm the hub here, we're the hub in D.C., you're hearing more delay than I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the double skip.
It's double the delay, yeah.
So that's why it sounds right to me and not to you. And twice the music.
So it doesn't. I'm new to all this. You know, we're not CNN. We're new to this. This
No.
is our equipment sounds great, but I just like to make sure it's normal.
But
you
it
know?
makes perfect
It's-
sense now.
It's doppelberries.
It is. It's double delay.
All right. Then let's do it reverse order. It'll go Mike, Rob, Oscar, and then Oscar, Rob, Mike.
So
okay?
Oscar will say 3
So I'll
and
say
4.
1, you say 2, and then you no.
This is great.
No, it's Mike, Rob,
Jesus
Oscar,
Christ.
and then Mike,
1, 2,
Rob,
3,
Oscar.
1, 2, 3. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
And then we're going to go back. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Mike, Rob, Oscar, and then we're going to go
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oscar, Rob, Mike.
Okay.
Do it that way. All right.
Okay.
We'll start with Mike, Rob, Oscar. Here we
Okay.
go. 1.
2.
3,
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Now, Oscar, you do it.
1.
2.
3. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Not so close.
How do you
Like
mean?
not-
Like it seemed, unless Rob wasn't paying attention on 2.
No, he was paying attention. He was paying attention.
Okay.
So are we going to try the dumb down thing a little bit to tighten it up?
Yes. Yes, let's do that.
Okay,
Did
here
you
we
give
go.
him your number?
I did.
Rob?
So I am on audio. I'm on audio right now.
Right.
I'm going through the menu,
Right.
but I don't have to be on audio. I have to go to
Setup.
Setup.
Right.
Okay, let's go to setup.
Setup, audio codec.
Audio codec.
And thanks
yes.
to our listeners, I like it when we pull back the curtain and we show how this
Yes.
works.
And then you want
It
to
shows you what we normally go through in the studio before the show starts. But
encoding
yeah.
mode the lowest.
profile.
Okay, profile. What's your encoding mode set at?
We are at lowest delay, lower quality. Is there
No.
one?
Encoding. Hit.
So
Go
the
to
encoding mode is
Pony, this isn't going to give hackers a chance to know anything, is it?
AACELD.
No, we're fine.
Okay, we're good. All right, now go to user settings.
Okay.
I'm clicking through to user settings.
This is cool.
I think it's going to be interesting. We're going to do the little experiment. But now I understand about the greater delay for me
Right.
than for you guys. But I see, if we can improve it a little bit, that'd
Always.
be a nice thing. Because, I don't even like watching it when I'm watching CNN. I hate it. I hate it when they go over to Gaza, and they said, so how many bombs have flown through the air this evening? 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,004. Wolf, it's 5. I don't like that. I
You
don't
did.
like that at
You
all.
know, we never aired it. Do you remember the sketch we did, Mike? Do you remember the skit we did that we were going to run the first time you were in Florida, where we purposely waited a count of 5 before
Right.
we answered anything?
Yeah, just to confuse people. Oh, by the way, while we're waiting for Oscar to do that setting, a little playlet since I'm talking about CNN and
Sure.
Gaza and the Middle East. Let me do my impression of a clip that they get really, really excited about. We go to Martin Savage, who's over in Gaza right now. It's
Things seems to have calmed down here in Gaza, but I'm really.
are you okay? That was close. That was close. That was very close. There. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That was CNN. Thank
he
you very
handled
much.
it the
Thank
same
you.
way Rob Ford did with the fireworks at your house on the 4th of July. That was close. That was close. Are you okay? And then we hear from down by the water, the fireworks are dissolving in the rain.
Martin Savage, CNN. So did you make the adjustment, Oscar?
Oscar, can you hear us?
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no, we played with it and we lost him.
Well,
Oh, no.
maybe we should disconnect and have him
no.
reconnect.
Well, what do you think we should do, Pony? You're the man that controls the telos. So
why don't we pause the first segment, and then we'll start up with it in a minute after getting him taken care of.
So, like, go to break and then come back and get
or
him
should we
set
just
to go?
should just run the show open?
Why
Yeah,
not?
run the show up and see what we can do with that. Play with it when we're doing that, okay? Start the show, Rob, you hump.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
The Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops?
Yes.
Water. Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look. The plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
Well, I've never seen no plants grow out of no toilet.
Hey, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest guy in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why do they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cabby Fiber studios and heard worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 25 million downloads.
25.
Heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks. And
Mike,
now,
you know
yes.
what?
Rob?
We've never done a shout out to Lincolnwood, Illinois, but that's where Adam Butler lives.
Rob Spiewak, multitasker, kicking ass and taking names today. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet. Why? Because they get it. Our show today is brought to you by Harry's. I love Harry's. You will too. I didn't talk about this. I don't think I talked about this. It was Friday or Saturday over the last weekend, and I just had a little 5 o'clock shadow, and I really was, kind of stubbling it, and I decided, you know what? Don't want to wait. I'm going to try an experiment. And this, to me, is a terrific experiment. Don't want you to try it at home because you'll tear your face up with other razors. But I used my Harry's razor dry, completely dry, and I shaved.
Crazy man.
And I'd used it 4 or 5 times before that. Smooth as a baby's bottom. That's Harry's. Listen, Harry's was started by a couple of guys who wanted a better product without having to pay gazillions of dollars for it. Harry's makes their own blades at harrys.com. I want you to get their blades, too, because the deal is absolutely amazing. Their starter set is amazing. For $15, get a razor, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 razor blades for free shipping as well. Why are you paying $32 or more for an 8-pack of blades when it's half that price at Harry's? On average, you could save $150 a year on blades just by using Harry's instead of other inferior blades. Experience a clean, close, comfortable shave today with Harry's. Better for your face, better for your wallet. Go to harrys.com now, and Harry's will give you, are you ready for this?
Yes.
$5 off your first purchase, okay? For the $15 starter set, that's $10. Just type in our code TMOS. It really helps the show. It helps Harry's. They're a startup like we're a startup. We want you to help them like you're helping us. That's HARRYS.com and enter the code TMOS at checkout for this limited time offer and start shaving better today at harrys.com. Are we reconnected with Mr. Santana in La La Land?
Oscar, are you there?
We are.
Hey, there he is.
There you go. So what were we playing with? Did what we played with in the opening vignette of the show today, did that work at all or what?
I think it did. I actually feel like I'm hearing you faster.
It did.
Wow,
Listen to that.
that's crazy.
Rob, not crazy. It was tweaking it. It was.
It sounds so much better. It sounds so much better and so much quicker. Before, I felt like I was waiting for you to finish. Now I feel like I'm talking in the studio.
Oh,
it's
that's
100%.
cool.
It's
And-
absolutely 100%.
There was only the one thing that was the wrinkle that messed us up before is when he juggled it, he went from left channel to right channel. And
Right.
so we had to change where we were getting our feed from. So he had never gone away. We just didn't have the wire in the right
Well, I'll
place.
tell you what I like about this. Not only did we do it, we did it during real time during the show, which I think is fantastic. And I think that's
experts.
great. Yeah,
we're
we
professionals.
Are experts. We are getting this system down pat, baby. We are doing it. So if we haven't mentioned it, if you've been living in a box, Oscar Santana broadcasting today and Monday from Los Angeles, California. Oscar, we didn't know he was going to be broadcasting Monday from L.A., but I guess he was drunk when he made his plane
Yeah,
reservation,
apparently
so
neither
that's
did
why that
he.
happened.
So, I mean, now that we all know, knowing is half the battle, Mike.
And now Rob is playing the meet and greet music because all of you people out in Southern California have an opportunity for a meet and greet with Oscar Santana. Oscar, where are you going to be and when? Tell us all about it.
We will be helping the homeless out on Saturday.
Now you can't say that unless you do that.
Bring the canned good or a used coat to the Sunset Trocadero at 6 p.m. this Saturday. I think they have happy hour specials. Happy hour specials.
That's right. It's Oscar Santana's table to table at the Troc.
Yeah, I'll let you guys handle this, please.
Rob, I'm trying to think of the movie Radio Days.
Yes.
And whenever I hear Oscar say Sunset Trocadero, I think of that song they played, I think by Carmen Miranda, which is Ay.
Oh, I have it. I have it. Give me a moment. Yeah.
Every time I hear you say the Sunset Trocadero, I think of that song. And let me ask you, when you were thinking about the location, Oscar, was it just a place that you had hung out? Is it old L.A.? What was the motivation in picking the Sunset Trocadero for your location?
Well, it's a legendary kind of loungy dive bar in L.A.
He's selling it now.
I've been. No, it's nice, but it's small, and I've been there. It's one of my old haunts when I come out here, and I'd like to see it again. So why not kill two birds with one stone?
Mike, this
Join
is the
Oscar
new music
Santana
for
at
the
the
meetup.
Sunset Trocadero. Yeah, this is the new music. Here we go. Oscar Santana will be on Sunset Boulevard at the Sunset Trocadero. What? There you go. Now, that's not the one, though, is it? Is that
It
the
is.
ay?
Oh, no, you know what? I misspoke.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Yes, you wanted South American Way, Mike.
Yes, South American Way. This is it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Sunset Trocadero. It's coming up this Saturday night, 6 p.m. Oscar Santana will join you in Los Angeles, California. Bring a canned good and a coat, and Oscar will somehow get them to somebody who needs them. There it is.
Oh,
it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Mike, and now I'm remembering the scene. It's the two fat uncles that sing backup as the young lady sings this.
And they're doing that little dance that they have.
It should be a great time had by all.
Yeah, it's and you're going to be there for at least 90 minutes, right?
At least 90 minutes. I let my brother know that what was going on the phone yesterday as he called me from Boston. And they said, well, this isn't going to go well. And I said, I have to do it. It's the business of show.
So turn that music down. So you're already so you're already catching crap from your family about this meet and greet?
Well, my brother's excited because he understands, right?
Right.
Because he kind of but I don't think anybody else really will. And to give you a kind of a heads up, yesterday I was at a kind of a cocktail meeting with one of my old bosses, and as I'm in the meeting, my brother calls. He says, hey, if you're in Santa Monica, one of my old colleagues lives in Santa Monica. He's got this big party Hollywood party he's going to tonight. Why don't you call him? You can go with him. And I said, I don't think you understand.
This is a great sitcom device. And I just want to say what he says. A friend of mine is having a big Hollywood party. And what will follow, and what's going to happen is that in this place, Oscar, or as we'll call him in this story, Lucy, is going to want to get to the party to meet big Hollywood stars. So how this will end is something with Oscar and William Holden.
All right, everybody take a deep breath. We have to start at the beginning. Okay, you have to give us more detail because I know Oscar, and Oscar is leaving out gaping holes in the reality of this story right now. I mean, it is obvious as the day is long. So you're having cocktails with your radio buddy, right?
Yes.
And during the cocktails that you're having with him, the phone rings, and it's your brother telling you to go to a friend of his house because he's going to a Hollywood party?
A big Hollywood party.
Yeah, one of his good friends is a hotshot doctor that I met at his wedding, and I met during his bachelor party.
Okay,
we got along very well.
you know the guy. So
I know the guy.
It wouldn't be a call completely out of the blue.
No, he says.
Yes.
He said, I talked to him earlier this week. I told him you were coming out. He said, make sure he calls me because there's some big parties coming up this weekend that we can go together to. And I said, oh, that's cool. As my brother is reminding me and telling me that I should call this gentleman, I pick up the phone. I stare at the phone like I'm staring at a crazy person. And then I put it back to my ear. I said, you know that's not going to fly. And by the way, Saturday night may be a bit of a to-do because this is happening. He goes, you're right.
So you veered off the plan to go to the Hollywood party, and I would imagine that's kind of difficult for you because, I mean, if you have an opportunity to go to a party where there might be some showbizarati, that might be kind of cool. Hey, look who's coming in the door right there. Hey, wait a minute, hold on a second, everybody. Hey, it's Oscar Santana. Hey.
Yeah. Who's that escorting Anne Heche? It's that podcaster, Oscar Santana, at the big Hollywood party.
So you now is this your old program director?
My old program director who now works for Warner Brothers, and I met him on the Warner Brothers lot. And
is this the famous guy?
No, different guy.
Okay.
He's a low man on the pole, but he's a good friend of mine.
Right.
So I just want to meet him.
And so you went, you had drinks with him, and then just went back to your sister's place?
Begrudgingly, because once you have drinks, Mike, you know how this works.
I know how
the
it
only thing that had my big mitt walk away from that Jack and Diet that was in front of me, the cartoon size when they were serving us, was those two little faces of my niece and nephew, because I didn't want to be boozy when I walked through the house, right? I didn't want them to remember their Tio Oscar as some hack drunk walking in from the bar.
He said, guess where I just was? I was where they make Bugs Bunny. I was at Warner Brothers. I had a drink with Elmer Fudd.
I brought you a coloring book of Bugs Bunny. I brought you a coloring book of Bugs Bunny.
Well,
it's a Bugs Bunny coloring book.
We're going to show you this cartoon, and then you're going to let me sleep in.
Thank you. Luca, thank you for staying up till midnight to wait for your Tio Oscar.
And now go get Tio Oscar a glass of agua. Tio Oscar is so tired.
Could you get Tio Oscar a liter of Smart Water from the refrigerator? Thanks so much. It's great. Okay. Tatiana, I know I'm late. I have connections out here, okay?
Yeah.
It's not like I can waste my time. Tatiana, you need a pep talk. What time did you walk in the door from your cocktails?
6:45.
Oh, see, you're a good boy. You did that. I mean,
Yeah.
And then you had one drink with this guy, and then headed
I
back
wanted to
home.
have 20.
Oh, it could have been a disaster.
And did you want to go to the Hollywood party too?
I wanted to go there as well. I knew that this guy was going to have like 10 tens with him because he's just a good-looking doctor, and it's going to be a crazy.
And it's a
party,
big
but I couldn't
Hollywood
do it.
party.
Now, is there a chance? Because you were a good boy last night, your first night? Is there a chance that even with the meet and greet on Saturday, that you will be able to experience what I like to call, and what I want you to experience, Oscars Los Angeles at all times?
Maybe Saturday, but my sister just walked in. We've got that homeless shelter we're going to visit on Saturday night. So after we do that, if there's time, maybe we could visit another shelter.
Yeah, I think it would be nice. And what I'm most excited about, Mike, is at the truck, all they do for the troops. So I think that's going to be fun, too.
My niece did tell me this. My niece laid down the law, the one that's 5.5. She said, Tio Oscar, this weekend, you're going to have to really play with us. No more meetings.
See, that's funny. That's nice.
No more lunches. You have to play with us.
I think she needs a pep talk.
Yeah,
5.5.
Why are you letting a 5-year-old boss you around? You gotta have a strong hand, Oscar. That's not cool.
I haven't asked you yet. How are the digs out there? How is the accommodations? Is your room
gorgeous.
nice?
I got a beautiful room. I've got a pool. And the pools in California aren't like the pools back east. The pools in California look like they could be drained and skated in. They're actually those old Hollywood pools.
Right,
that
right.
that tear down. I haven't seen one of those in forever. And
What the
it's
hell
nice.
is he talking about?
I don't know.
And why are you letting him do it?
because I'm waiting for you to interrupt him so that we can explain. What the
No,
hell does
you
that
know what
mean?
I'm talking about.
If
when,
I swear to God, if I did, I would say I did. What do you mean you could skate in them?
Did you guys ever skateboard when you were younger?
Oh, all the time.
Well,
so
when
they're
when you're a
big and deep? Is
skateboarder,
that what you're saying? They're
big
and deep?
and if you drain them, you can either take a BMX bike or a skateboard and actually ride them. They're pretty cool.
Oh, so you're saying that there is like almost a gradual hill at the bottom of the pool that would
There's a
allow it to be
curve.
like to be a skateboard ramp.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay. So the
it's
word
actually
you don't
gorgeous.
want is tiers. Tiers is not the right word. Tiers would be like shelves or steps.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
That's fine. You did
Yeah,
very
well,
well.
no, there's a gradient to it, much like almost like a slide, and then you can actually ride. If you had a bicycle and it was drained, you could actually probably do a bunch of ollies and jumps off of it. It'd be
Let
awesome.
me ask you this, and I know you're happy to be out in L.A., but let me
Yes.
ask you this. And this is sincere question. Here. Have you been hitting the liquor cabinet at this hour of the morning? I'm just curious.
No,
I'm just
I was
curious.
just having
Okay.
coffee.
Hey, there's
Okay.
a gradient. Luca, we're going to go into the pool with Bugs Bunny.
Tio Oscar's going to pull the plug on the pool. We're going to skateboard this afternoon. All right. We'll take a break. When we come back, the great fluoride debate.
Yes.
It is heating up online with Rob Spiewak on the side of fluoridated water, and Todd Moore and another listener now join the fight for anti-fluoride. We'll come back and talk about that on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I've got a great idea, Joe. You're familiar with the Omeracast?
Yes, it's the Marcus Serta show where he plays highlights from all the more network shows.
Well, I want our show, the Rob and Joe Show, to be an Omeracast highlight show.
So you want a show that plays highlights of a highlight show.
Highlights from a highlight show. Genius.
That's the worst idea you've ever had.
Well, thank you. Hear us every week at robandjoeshow.com, on iTunes, Stitcher, and on the new Mike O'Mara Show app.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Amazon. Time for another Amazon spot written in a read in a celebrity voice. Rob, pick it.
Oh, I want Ray Romano.
Well, you can tell it's back to school time. The kids are excited. There's a taste of fall in the air.
And his brother.
And all the Loudoun County teachers are back from rehab. Yes, things are gearing up, Raymond. And luckily you have Amazon.com through the TMOS portal. They've got everything. Backpacks, textbooks, clothes, shoes, spray paint, aquariums, aquarium paraphernalia, pom-poms, Rubik's Cubes, lighters for the cool kids, brass knuckles for the tough kids, fabulous scarves for the theater students, even self-help books for the nerdiest dweeb in the class of 2015. Amazon has it all. Plus Tang, astronauts drink it.
Yum.
Not to mention wine glasses for the principal, sensible shoes for the cafeteria ladies, and classy lingerie for all the hot teachers. All at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Whether it's a Kindle, a piece of paper, the Fire Phone, digital music, ham glaze, eyeglass repair kits, 20-sided D&D dice, salve, or a fancy new roll of ribbon. If you need it, Amazon's got it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Check them out today.
Hey, Ray.
Thank you. Yeah, Rob.
You know where I watch your show?
Where's that?
Hulu Plus.
Hulu Plus. Hey, 2 commercials in one.
Just so you know.
Whores. Dirty whores. You guys are nothing but terrible whores.
All right, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We do want you to support us through Amazon, and there's the transition music that we use all the time. So much fun. So this big debate, and I'm in the middle of it because I have a 1-year-old son,
right?
And I am concerned about this. And let me go to my Facebook page because this heated up last night on Facebook. Rob got some of this, I got some of this, and it started to grow a little bit of hair. We're talking about, Rob, can you recap exactly how this whole thing started?
It started out because Oscar said Todd Moore makes his own water. And we said, what's all this then? And it turns out that Todd distills water at his house because he doesn't want chemicals in it. And one of the chemicals he cited was fluoride. And I jumped in and I said, fluoride is important because it keeps your teeth healthy. As a matter of fact, my pediatrician, when the kids were growing up, their dentist as well, said, you do not have fluoridated water because we were on a well. They said, get them bottled fluoridated water as a courtesy to their teeth. And I am a big believer in fluoridated water. My kids have good teeth, and if I go back and I look to way the teeth were when my parents grew up, their teeth were rotten in comparison to what my teeth and my kids' teeth were. And I said that has a lot to do with the fact that we drank fluoridated water growing up. So I'm in favor of it, and Todd and a few people on Facebook are against it. And I like to call them, Mike, the geniuses.
Well, David Wurzel, who writes last night a very lengthy message, which I read in its entirety, about the dangers of fluoride. I was very, very concerned about that. And, I thought that really at this particular situation, it was something that I should share with everybody.
Please.
He writes, gentlemen, the other day when Tomo brought up his water machine removed fluoride and the discussion ensued, I was going to write but never got around to it. After listening to the one letter in today's mailbag, I am compelled to write. The gentleman who wrote in saying that ingesting fluoride does no harm is completely and utterly wrong. Besides dental fluorosis, pictures to follow. He has visual aids, which is pretty powerful when you're sending a letter on.
And we should be able to cure that by now.
It also is a cause of bone loss, dental fluorosis, but more importantly, scientific studies not funded by the American Dental Association, which receives a big chunk of its funding from toothpaste manufacturers, show that fluoride ingestion is a contributing factor in arthritis, bone fractures, cancer, diabetes, endocrine disorders, etc., etc. Not exactly what one would call harmless. And he goes on and on and on, including pictures of the problems that you can have with fluoride, showing these horrible bad teeth from people that drank too much fluoride.
Well, you see, but then, I mean, anything is poison if you drink too much of it. What you need is just a trace amount of fluoride to keep your mouth healthy. And
But
my
do you know
doctor,
this? But do you know this?
I know this because my doctor, who I spent...
You don't know this. He's being paid by the man.
The doctor's being paid by the man.
Well, he wraps up. David Wurzel.
How does he verify
Rob,
that?
I will give you your chance to debate this. But at the very end, he said David Wurzel writes, there has never been one well-done study that has proved fluoride helps prevent dental decay. Turns out prenatal nutrition is one of the key factors in determining cavities later in life. Before closing, and as promised, following his evidence of what fluoride can really do, he shows pictures. Doesn't look like it protects it all now, doesn't it? And these are pretty horrible. And he goes on to talk about babies, and it's a little scary. And then Todd Moore writes back to David Wurzel, thanks, David. Good to know smart people listen.
That's right.
Cheers to clear, pure water.
Right.
And then David Wurzel, they begin the circle, J.
Of
as
course.
David Wurzel. Amen. Amen, Todd. You're preaching to the choir. La da 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 da. My son is 26 years old. No fluoride toothpaste, and no cavities. Rob making the claim that Mike didn't have fluoride and has cavities,
he claims
wrong.
it's post hoc propter ad hoc, and he thinks I don't know what that means. It means after this, because of this, and it's flawed logic. Are we having a fire?
I don't know what's going on here, but I'm trying to do a show, for God's sakes. I know this is your home and all, and I've invaded it. But please.
As a rule,
some decorum.
As a rule, after this, therefore, because of this, can be flawed logic, but the fact remains I have 8 examples in my mom and her siblings growing up with horrible teeth, and the minute we introduced fluoride into the situation, teeth got better. And that's enough for me.
Well, now Rob weighs in on this little thread last night. Rob breaks in on the Circle J between Todd Moore and David Wurzel in a very rational and clear-headed way by saying, gentlemen, I hope you'll all come to my funeral. We'll have sandwiches and bottled water for the geniuses. And then, in fairness to David Wurzel, he gives Rob his props. He says, okay, Rob, that made me spit out a sip of my Jacking on the Rocks. You do have a comedy genius about you. David is a little arrogant, isn't he? You do have a comedy genius about you.
Well, I love the fact that, when they say, Todd, I think you might be right. And Todd's reply is, I like when smart people get together.
Now, Rob, I will tell you this. Now, this is where you shut your mind down, though.
Okay.
You read the post by David, the message by David, which was fairly detailed and fairly well supported.
Mm-hmm.
Did that give you any pause at all? As someone with a 1-year-old and a 1-year-old who is drinking fluoridated water that we get from the grocery store, that gave me a little bit of a pause.
It gave me pause, but then I went to the fact that David is not Dr. David Wurzel. And doctors have told me the way to do it is to give them fluoridated water. So no matter how smart David is, and you know what? No doubt in my mind he's a very bright fellow. but he's not a doctor, and I go by medical advice. And he went on to say that fluoride is almost as poisonous as arsenic or something. He had a chart where it rated in on the
on a toxicity scale.
Exactly.
He writes, fluoride is more poisonous than lead and slightly less than arsenic. This is why fluoride has long been used in rodenticides and pesticides. It's more dangerous to dispose of than uranium.
Okay, maybe that's true. Okay, but
Maybe it's science.
Okay, Oscar, do you know that that's true?
No,
Then
but I'll
shut
take it.
up.
You don't know either.
No, and what I said is that may be true. That's saying that I know that it's not true, or it may
Yeah,
be
but
true.
this whole
but then
time
all
you
of a
kept
sudden
on
you're
saying
right on
the
top of
doctor
it. That
and
he's
the-
right. No,
and
you
he's
said
part of
it's
the
fact
machine
because
and the
David said
man's trying to
my
keep us
doctor is
down.
not part of a machine, and you blew it because you said it is fact when I said it may or may not be fact. So what I'm saying is this, Mike, do you take a multivitamin?
Not anymore. No, I don't.
You don't take any vitamins at all?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
used to, but I don't because
Okay.
I've read a lot about it, and I don't think that there's
My
necessarily
multivitamin
great.
includes iron, okay? If I
Is
were
it
to go...
but now, come on. We don't count those Care Bear chewables as something that
Mike, it's the only way I eat my froyo. It's with gummy
Froyo.
vitamins on top. But
which is not to be confused with our new intern, Rofo.
Yes.
Roflo.
Rofo. Should I get rid of my fluoride-based paint?
But if I were to go home and eat a pound of iron, I would feel very sick. But in a trace amount, iron is necessary to be properly to enjoy proper nutrition. And
I'm
you know
reading
what?
about fluoride right now on a website called How Stuff Works.
Oh, excellent. What you got?
That's what I'm reading right now. I'm going through to see if there's.
Does it talk about how dangerous it is to dispose of?
All right, let me see. Fluoride may not be on the periodic table, but that doesn't mean it's not a naturally occurring substance. Fluoride is a mineral that is in the air we breathe, the food we eat, and yes, occurs quite naturally in the water we drink. That being said, the natural fluoride level in all these things can vary wildly, and thus the debate about adding or subtracting fluoride in water supplies occurs. Like any chemical or mineral, the dose makes the poison. Thus, if ingested or accumulated at levels too high, over-toxicity will occur. Okay, that makes sense.
And that's
but
what
don't
I just
panic.
said.
Okay, but don't panic. Just calm down. But don't panic quite yet. By this definition, nearly anything could be considered poisonous. For instance, drinking copious amounts of water can be deadly. We know that from news stories we've had. However, in small amounts, fluoride has been proven to prevent cavities and tooth decay in humans. And the source is the ATSDR. Is that a dental organization? Because that would speak to, that guy, David Wurtzel, who says it's the dental lobby.
All part of the
that's,
dental machine. However, you think that How Stuff Works, they probably don't answer to the dental lobby.
Right.
Everybody answers to the dental lobby.
Except Oscar.
Everybody pays. Ass, cash, or grass.
That's the other thing my doctor said, Oscar, so we can agree there.
All right, here we go. Dental fluorosis. Now, those are the pictures he showed, right?
Right.
Those were the dental fluorosis is caused by moderate amounts of excessive fluoride in early childhood. According to the World Health Organization, ingesting fluoride after the age of 6 will not cause dental, sometimes called enamel fluorosis, which is marked by a staining or pitting of the teeth. However, long-term exposure to high levels of fluoride can cause skeletal fluorosis to develop in later years. Skeletal fluorosis can cause a change in the actual structure of the bones.
But does it
this
say...
kind of change to... You get what?
I'm sorry, does it say how much would be an excessive amount? Could that
No, it
amount
doesn't
be
say that.
gathered from drinking just water from, say, the city?
I don't know. Anyway, in many ways, fluoride has become a political and social cause. While the traditional medical and dental establishment sees the benefits of adding fluoride to water, those on the other side of the fluoride debate see a government entity exposing their bodies to a potentially toxic substance. Here's what I'm getting from what I'm reading, and I am not a scientist. What I'm getting from reading this is that anything, if you have too much of it, it's all about dosage.
Right.
It's all about concentrations of it. So I'm not sure whether drinking a little fluoride in the water is going to hurt anybody. Oscar, what say you, since you are representing, God save them, Todd Moore and David Wurtzel?
The geniuses.
I'll say this. I'm the only one not in the room that has tasted Todd's water, right? And there's no pun intended.
Are you speaking in code?
So if you taste Todd's water, you'll actually you'll realize that there's a crisp and light feel to the actual liquid that goes in your body.
But you're not answering the question, which was about fluoride. You're talking about the taste of water, not the medical benefits of fluoride.
I have to believe that if just my personal opinion, if there isn't supposed to be fluoride in your water and the days of old-timey teeth rotting out are over, then why put it in your body? Why put a chemical in your body that you don't need anymore?
Said the guy who drinks Jack Daniels.
All right, in this article, it says, most doctors and dentists give fluoride a thumbs up, so, the debate rages on. I don't think we're going to, find this. The Academy of Pediatric Dentistry recommends that you ask your dentist or water treatment plan about the amount of fluoride in your water. Based on that, you can decide if fluoride supplements are necessary. Most important, the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry recommends monitoring your child's use of fluoride toothpaste. Although most of us don't jones for the taste of toothpaste, children might take a liking to the minty freshness or simply swallow too much when brushing. So that's that. There's an Academy of Pediatric Dentistry, Rob, and that means you got to be careful with fluoride.
It's like Carrie always says, Mike, don't swallow.
Thank you very much. On that note, we will come back and discuss the Ice Bucket Challenge. Rob did it, and Oscar didn't. At least I haven't seen him do it. We'll come back and have more on that when we come back. When we come back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program brought to you by Personal Capital. There are a lot of things I don't understand. I don't understand magic tricks. I just cock my head like a dog when I see those. Microwave, stare at them for hours, just going, how's the food get so hot quick? The popularity of the Kardashians. Well, no one understands that.
True enough.
Well, no, it's obvious. I think we have the answer. It's Kim's ass. But I'm okay with all of that. The one thing that I wish I understood better is my finances, and I bet you're the same way. Between all your bank accounts, your stocks, various assets, your 401k, it seems like it's impossible to keep track of everything, said Mike, and now he's realizing he's going to have to read another commercial because he said Kim Kardashian's you-know-what. Until now, enter Personal Capital. They've got it figured out. Personal Capital is free, and it's secure, and it will let you keep track of all your finances in one place. Whether you use your computer, your phone, or your tablet, it's all right there on one screen with real-time and intuitive graphs. Personal Capital also shows you how much you're overpaying in fees and how to reduce those fees. Even better, with Personal Capital, you'll get tailored advice on how to optimize your investment. Face it, knowledge is power, and Personal Capital gives you the power. It takes 1 minute to set up your free account. Go to personalcapital.com/TMOS. Please do it for us and do it to start growing your money. That's personalcapital.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the show. We have all, some of us, been participating in the, we've all been involved in it. Some of us have participated in the Ice Bucket Challenge. I was challenged by my daughter on Facebook, my daughter Elizabeth, and then my other daughter Catherine did it. And yesterday, of course, it began to grow even more. And yesterday is the official day that it became, the late to the party people that are joining it, and that's why leading the pack of the late to the party people, ladies and gentlemen, one Mr. James Cerrito. When Jimmy's on it, you know that it's the entrenched trend in America.
Well, it's jumped the shark.
When Jimmy does it.
It did jump the shark, and also he had a great plot line. He involved his wife. I thought it was a wonderful presentation.
Yeah, Rob, would you like to describe that to our listeners, please?
What happened is Maureen Donahue Cerrito, Mike, she began the presentation by saying, Jimmy's asleep. Oh, no. And she actually filled up the bucket of ice water and got Jimmy when he was asleep. And we all know that Jimmy doesn't sleep because he's too busy running a bar.
Yes, that's right. He's a very, very busy guy. And
did you see the big celebrity yesterday? Also, Governor Chris Christie challenged Mark Zuckerberg, and Mark Zuckerberg put every bit as much effort into it as Michael Holstein did. Would you like to hear? Would you like to hear Mark Zuckerberg doing his ice bucket challenge? All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey everyone. Yesterday, Governor Chris Christie challenged me to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Governor, I accept your challenge. All right, here we go. That was really cold.
You think?
Oh, no. Fake some emotion.
Okay,
Jesus.
yeah, I know. And then also, Oscar, did you get a chance to watch mine yesterday?
Oh, I have none. I'm sorry. I had
that's
all
right.
these Hollywood meetings.
I understand, and big Hollywood parties. I can play the audio from my Ice Bucket Challenge as well. I did mine on my deck. I told people that I was going to do 2 buckets, one from Robert, one from Julia, but because I was alone with the kids, Julia was actually doing the taping, so Robert had to do both of the dumping. So you didn't actually get to see Julia, but you did get to see Linus. And I doubled up on the ice. I actually put in extra hunks of ice so the water was good and cold.
Ooh, hunky ice.
Yeah, let's go to the tape right now.
Hey folks, it's your old buddy Rob here to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I will do 2 vessels of water, but first I'm going to issue the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge to the following people. Rofo, Rob Ford, you gotta do it. My cake and cookies partner, Katie. Also, Doug Feuerbach, and just for fun, Wink Martindale. Here's my son Robert. Do the first one. On my head. All right, one more. Was there salt in that?
No.
Okay. Need help? I think I peed.
I think I peed.
And you know, Mike, you'll back me up. I was ready to sort of elaborate and go a little bigger on the reaction. You don't need to. If you have a lot of ice in the water, it is quite shocking to the system.
You guys did great. This is awesome.
How are you, Mike? Is everything cool?
Everything's fine. Yes,
Good.
Mrs. O'Mara wanted to. Ask
Did she find the stroller?
Yeah,
she found the stroller.
Was your wallet in the stroller?
Okay. Everything's okay. 2 days in a row, 2 shows in a row. Yeah, I guess the talk's out. Let me call her.
All right.
I have to.
I think that's nice.
You asked her nicely, and she just spit in your face again. Jesus.
No, it was 10:44. Please call me. And, I'm going to get her on the speaker right now.
Okay.
Get her on the blower.
I like a blower activate.
Hello. Now joining us on the show is my lovely wife, Carla. And now for the second time in 2 shows, I wanted to make sure everything you want. Now, when I spoke to you during the break, I turned the microphone down because I thought there was maybe an emergency situation. Yeah. And then you said, no, you just wanted to talk to me about a particular listener. Is that right? What's that?
Oh, downtown, Mike. When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go.
Is he okay? Did he pass away? Turn Oscar down. I can't even hear Carla with that cackle. I can't. What happened, Carla?
He's making fun of me because I didn't know where the stroller was.
Oh, well, so he's making fun of you for when you interrupted the show yesterday and then you called today. And Carla, when we tape at 10:30, right?
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. I told you yesterday that I did not know that you were taping.
Yes, I know. You told me you didn't know we were taping, but we were.
It's all Rob's fault.
It's all Rob's fault. Why are you blaming Rob?
Oh, because Rob's a big dork.
Rob can't respond. You can't hear Rob respond right now, but it's just.
Tell Rob that it's all his fault because the show should have started at 10:30.
The show should have started at 10:30.
Wow.
Look at Rob. Oh, Rob's got to look at his face right now. Wow. Oh my God. Oh,
you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to buy a plane ticket, fly down to Florida, and hide that goddamn stroller.
Rob said he's gonna fly down to Florida and hide that goddamn stroller.
All right. Well, you need to read the Tmos.
Yeah. Okay. What's that? What?
You need to go onto Tmos Fan Club and read the comment from downtown.
Okay, and why do I have to read the comment from downtown?
He was trying to be funny, but I thought he was trying to be funny, but he wasn't.
Okay, all right.
He was being a jerk.
Now, you're aware that you called me with all this at 10:44, right?
No, I'm not aware of the time.
Okay, all right. I love you. What? Okay, bye. God almighty. All right.
I have Dan Town's letter.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, and I have Dan Town's music.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a particular listener that is very active in the fan club. Very big supporter of the show. His name is Dan Town. Here we go. Dan Town. Okay. That's why we do it. That is why. That is why. What is the letter? What the hell's going on?
Okay, it says,
I'm
after
totally
listening to, this is 11 hours ago, mind you, from Crown Point, New York.
That's where he's from.
After listening to the show today, I have to ask something. Shouldn't Carla know where the stroller was? Isn't her job to take care of little things like that while Mike selfishly is earning an income and allows her to make her appointment? Selflessly.
Yes.
Selflessly
not
earning
selfishly.
Earning an income and allows her to make hair appointments and supplies her with the comforts she likes. Mike works so hard, and interrupting him today was like calling him out of his job.
Yes, amen. Way to go, downtown. So then Carla wanted, I guess, to point that out to me during the show today.
Right.
And that's why she got. But when I see the call during the show, it is an automatic reflex that I have that indicates there's trouble afoot.
Exactly.
And then even more so when I go to my messages, and the message was simply, please call me when you can. That was that to me was once again a little red alert where I thought something was wrong, and this is my world, and please call me. That's all it was.
Do you want to hear some of the comments?
I think talk about the first one. I think where they talk about the quality of the post.
Yeah. Well, Terry Reck writes, right? There's something wrong with you, dude. Something real wrong. And then someone else writes, I see what you're trying to do here, Dan. You're just trolling, and you're not doing a good job at it. And then Carla O'Mara actually writes.
Oh, boy.
39 minutes ago, she writes, and I did like you, Dan.
Oh. Now, Mike, if Dantown is guilty of one thing, he's guilty of loving the show too much. He really does.
Now, when Oscar read that post, I thought that I'm listening to a guy that's doing shtick.
Yeah.
Would I be wrong about that?
You're right.
He's doing shtick. He's doing shtick.
He's hanging on every word, and he's trying very hard to participate. And I think he got very excited when we assigned him a song. And maybe that's a mistake on me. Because when someone is assigned a song, it's almost like carte blanche to come in and participate. And
not to be confused with the names of the Knowles children.
Oh, that's
who became superstars.
Béon and Solange.
May I add something?
Please.
While Dan is just doing shtick, he is making some valid points here.
Okay. Oh, stop it, Oscar! I'd like to have a pleasant weekend.
Spoken like someone who is 3,800 miles away.
I would like to have a pleasant weekend without you making trouble for me. So, getting back to the Ice Bucket Challenge. Rob, I think I put this on your thread there that I said my favorite one yet.
Oh, thank you.
It was just, it's you being you, and it just made me laugh out loud. And, having your son pour the bucket was great. Oscar, the question is now, you're already terribly tardy in this Ice Bucket Challenge that I challenged you to. My question to you is, will there be, this would be a fun thing for you to do with the kids. To have them...
There's a photo shoot set up for 3:30, and it's 3:30 p.m. West Coast time because I'm here in California.
Of course.
And it's at 3:30 because the kids don't get home till 3.
Okay, so you're going to have the kids dump ice water on you. I like
Yes,
that's cool.
The bit.
Now, I challenged the one that I can follow up with. I haven't heard a word from Wink, Mike. I don't know what's up with Wink Martindale and why he hasn't done anything yet, but I did challenge Rofo.
Right.
So what's the word, Rob?
I completed it last night, and I do have the sound if you want to hear it.
Yes, well, where's the video, though? Hold on a second.
The video is
on it's on Facebook.
The video is on my Facebook page.
Right,
check it out.
Okay, very good. You can roll the audio if you like.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's listen to Rob Ford.
Hi, this is Rob Ford from the Mike O'Mara Show. I'm hanging out at my buddy Orlando's lake house, and I've been tagged by Rob Spiewak, the Jolly One, for the ALS Challenge. I am tagging Tony Perkins, Gary Stein, and John Ford, and that is 3 old-timey men. Anyway, without any further ado... Jesus Christ! Anyway, to everybody that's been tagged, you got 24 hours to complete this challenge or donate $100 to ALS research.
Great job, Rob. And you know what, Rob? You can really hear the ice. There was a lot of ice there.
I'm a little behind. I'm catching up on the video right now as I'm saying, and here it comes. Oh, that's a big cooler full of ice. That's wonderful.
Big cooler.
And then hopping around like a little monkey. Yeah, this is
flapping my
This
arms.
is wonderful. Now I have to go with my buddy EB. That he's happy with the Ice Bucket Challenge, and he's been challenged, and he made a donation to ALS. But I can see his point that some of the other charities might feel like they're getting a little shortchanged by this. And I think this is the challenge to everybody out there to come up with something innovative and unique to challenge for your own charities out there. So
the Human
I would
Fund.
urge people to do that. But Eric makes a pretty good point on that. I
Did
think
you
he really does.
did you see the stats that they released? There was someone put out that as of this day in 2014, the 38 chapters of ALS have raised $7.6 million, as opposed to this time last year, $1.4 million. So they have that's like 4 times that they've increased their and I applaud them on using the social media and a clever way to do it. And you're right, it really does sort of cast the gauntlet down for other charities.
Did you see what I posted on Jimmy's thread when he did the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Did you post what my father always does? Honk for the John Goose? That's what I would have put.
No, I actually, after Jimmy posted that, his little playlet that he did.
Yeah,
and,
wonderful. It was like watching Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, and all I did, and I get the A-hole award for this one because he said, I've got a couple of people that I want to single out, that I want to challenge for the Ice Bucket Challenge. Make sure we, and I said, and he said, now especially, and so I wrote on his post, ECK SPECIALLY. Especially,
A true
I just
friend,
read that.
loyal and true.
And nobody responded. Nobody responded.
Yeah, well, they all responded by just saying, "What a dick."
The man's doing something for charity. You're gonna
I know.
grammar Nazi him.
And that's all that I wrote was especially.
Oh, it'll be okay.
Hey, how are you? Especially.
Hi, Maureen. This
Hey,
is
I'm down
Jimmy.
here. I'm down in South Florida. I'm going to Cape Coral. Or is that near Punta Gordo? Thank you. Anyway,
Maureen, I'm coming home early. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to
Memories.
pretend to be asleep. You're going to sneak into the kitchen. Kels will tape you. And then you're going to come pour water on me.
Now, can we get Jimmy Cerrito's thing up there just so we can hear the especially? Are you able to do this?
Can you
Rob
do that?
Ford, can you do
Yes,
that?
I'll pull it up.
All right, go
Ford.
up to- and can we play it through his computer?
Sure,
Or
yes,
are
we can.
Rofo can
have
do
to-
that.
You know, we're starting to get it. We're starting to get it figured out that we talk a lot about things online, and we actually have them at the ready. And you got to scroll down, way down on his page, and it's just him with paper all over him on a couch, leaning his giant mouth.
I'm pretending to be asleep.
Because the thing they do is they do a fake ice bucket challenge,
Right.
by having confetti in the bucket. I died laughing. I truly
It's
did.
what that is, Mike. That's the trademark Donahue sense of humor.
I
Meaning-
want to see.
Are we
I
ready
want to
yet,
see
Rob?
if
Is it
I want
level
to see if the especially works really well. So let's listen to this is Jimmy's challenge. Right?
ALS bucket challenge. Let's get him. Let's get him.
Now they're pretending to put water into the bucket, but there's no real water in the
I
bucket.
watched it a dozen times, Mike. I still can't figure out where they make the switch.
You jerk.
Now they're going to pour it, and he's supposed to be sleeping, but he's not.
What's up, Jimmy boy?
This Kevin guy from Ashburn Pub is challenging me in this ALS bucket. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Kevin Bednars. Hi, Mike Sprumwell-Kreitz. Thanks for challenging me in the ALS bucket challenge. Last thing I want to do is dump ice cold water all over my head this early in the morning. So I challenge all of you from downtown Herndon and surrounding areas, especially the staff of Jimmy's Old Town Tavern. Eric Corns.
That's it. That's all. All right. Especially.
You jerks. You're no friend of his. How dare you?
I just wrote especially.
I think
He's got such a
Especially.
loving heart.
He does, and he does good things, and he's such a community, service person. But he does a great job. And I guess it's all 3 o'clock. Is that on Friday? That's going to be at Jimmy's. Is that when he's doing it?
I'm
Rob
sure.
does a
It'll
great
be on
idea.
his website.
Yeah. Oh, Saturday, 3 p.m. Across from Jimmy's. They're going to have a giant ice bucket challenge. Bring your own bucket. Jimmy's going to make it bigger than life, like he always does. So support Jimmy from Jimmy's Old Town.
And be early, especially if you want to get a good seat.
We'll take a break, and Oscar is live in Los Angeles with Oscar Razzi right after this, everybody.
I'm
Oscar Santana.
And I'm Todd Moore. And
Oh,
we're
you
trying
jerk.
to bridge the gap between entertainment and
technology.
And we're doing it right now.
Yes, and we're much better than Rob Spiewak.
F you, Rob.
Listen to Tech 4-in-1. It's available on michaelmarashow.com or find us on iTunes. Just search
for Tech 411 Show.
More Broadcasting. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Yes, that's right. Oscar, a very funny man, especially when he works with Todd.
That's right.
Welcome back to the show, brought to you by Sleep Number Beds. I am so glad to be back in my home base with my Sleep Number bed, and I want you to get involved, too. Really, it's terrific. The king was getting up at 5 o'clock in Maine, and I didn't have my Sleep Number, and I walked around for probably the first hour like I was Ichabod Crane, just going, help me. It's hard enough to fall asleep without my Sleep Number bed, but I really want you to go out and grab yours, because now that I'm back here with my beautiful friend, that's what I call my Sleep Number bed.
Friend, good.
I'm sleeping better than ever because the Sleep Number dual air technology adjusts to my perfect setting, and I love it. And now they have dual air technology and Sleep IQ technology, which helps analyze your sleep. The dual air technology and Sleep IQ technology, you'll wonder how you slept without it. Besides, this Labor Day, Sleep Number stores have all beds on sale during the biggest sale of the year. My Sleep Number setting is an 80. Carla's is an 85. There's only one place in the world to find the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology, and that's a Sleep Number store. Right now, during the biggest sale of the year, take note of this, folks, all beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Labor Day limited edition bed. This is an opportunity for somebody that might have been thinking about getting a Sleep Number bed for a long time to do it now. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again, 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. Without further ado, cue the music. It's time for Oscar Razzi. Kind of neat to have this done in Los Angeles, Oscar. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking at the Hollywood sign right now as I do this. Pretty cool. Gentlemen, some tragic news. I'm sure you saw it in yesterday's news. Apparently, Robin Williams was also suffering from Parkinson's disease.
It's the saddest news in the world, and it just gets sadder. And you don't know what was in his mind, whether it was the depression or whether this was a catalyst or it was a combination, but just continues to be. That made me just so very sad that he was dealing with that as well. It kind of sucks.
A devastating diagnosis, and this will never make sense, but for me at least, if you have that going on, you're already, apparently his sobriety was intact.
Yep.
You already have some stages of depression. I mean, I don't know what Superman can get through something like that. You look at a guy like Michael J. Fox, who's younger and had the energy to fight, but as you get older, you start seeing that. I could see in a weird way a space where you could say, I don't want to go out like this. And some people
let's
have
mention
that.
the open heart surgery as well. I mean, the major heart surgery that they have documented is a cause for depression. So you're talking about a guy that starts out with many, many demons, depression being one of them. You move on to open heart surgery, which exacerbates depression in some cases. Well, we're not Robin Williams. We don't know if all this was true. But then throw in a Parkinson's diagnosis. It's a lot for anybody to take, even somebody who's not suffering from depression.
Another person had commented that he was very close friends with Christopher Reeve.
Right.
And it never left his consciousness to see that man's decay. And that apparently weighed very heavy on him. And they're theorizing that could have been another factor, too. He did not feel that he wanted to go that way. And that's understandable, I feel. But sad. Yeah.
Pretty sad. All right, moving on, fellas. Twitter is apparently a new place to launch music videos. The new Michael Jackson video launched exclusively on Twitter. A place has no name. A place with no name, the new track. Went on his Twitter for the very first time. I remember as a kid, this is why this is such big news for me, watching, I think it was the Super Bowl, and on Fox after the Super Bowl, they had a premiere of the black and white video. And I sat there with my eyes as big as saucers saying, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching Michael Jackson's new video right in front of my eyes on the television. Now kids are getting it on Twitter.
And if you want to go back even further, I'm sure, Mike, you probably remember that Friday Night Videos was allowed to show Thriller once.
That's
and
right.
I think it was Christmas Eve or right before Christmas.
We had
everybody
restrictions.
stayed up to watch it.
we had restrictions, Rob, in nightclubs because Thriller came back in my days being a club DJ, and we were one of the few clubs around the D.C. area that actually had videos during those days. And I remember it was a big deal as far as when you were allowed. You got a copy of it, but you were only allowed to release it at this particular time. It was really, really tightly controlled, and now everybody gets it so instantaneously. And speaking of Twitter, we didn't get to it, but I'm still kind of reeling about the Twitter trolls that drove Zelda Williams off.
Despicable.
And I really hope that I'm glad to hear that the people at Twitter are going to try to crack down on this a little bit. And, freedom of speech does not mean that you can say whatever you want about anybody. I don't think that anyone has ever said that freedom of speech should justify pure hate speech. It's not cool, and it's not cool. That wrong is wrong. And, when you've got somebody that's, just deliberately provoking someone in their time of their greatest grief, those people need to be called to account for it.
Agreed.
That's my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah, Dantown. Listen up, buddy.
That's right. You're out of there, Dantown.
At Michael Jackson has a staggering 1.5 million followers, and the video amassed over 46,000 retweets and 45,000 favorites. That's huge in the Twitter game, if you will.
And I will. Do you know who hates the video? Is Jermaine.
Jermaine Jackson?
Jermaine Jackson, and I'll have some tape of him in the audio vault if we get to it. He says that Michael would not appreciate what they've done with his tracks, and he doesn't like the videos. When he sees it, he and his family do not see Uncle Michael or Brother Michael on the screen. They think they've totally ruined his image.
Do they get the cash for that? They don't get any cash for that anymore.
Judging from the way he spoke, I'm guessing he's not getting the cash.
Wow. Wow. I'm surprised at that. Now I'm even more curious about what the video looks like.
It's old. It's some old footage of him from different videos, some stock footage, so you'll be able to see that. I think you should eyeball it simply just for just context sake. Moving on, 6 seconds isn't a long time, fellas, or 6.5 seconds. But Vine, which is a spin-off of Twitter, which gives you 6.5 seconds of video, has spawned a new pop star, and he stands at top of the iTunes charts. His name is Shawn Mendes. I saw the story last night on NBC News. He's 16 years old, and he created a following naturally where he took 6.5 seconds of video of him singing different songs.
Unbelievable. So we can launch a star in 6.5 seconds of content.
Yes, he's got 3 million followers on Vine. He's got 1.6 on Instagram, and he is now touring and signed a record deal at age of 16.
Be proud,
America.
America.
All right, let me see. Let me
We've
see
made
if I can
another
do it.
great star.
Let me see if I can do one, okay? If it only takes 6 seconds to do this.
Do you want
silence?
silence?
6.5.
You want silence?
I want silence. 6.5 seconds I can get this done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let me see if I can do this. All right, here we go. Thank you. All right, That's all. That's all I did. That was 6.5 seconds of content. Yeah.
I think America wants standards, though, Mike.
Right. Okay.
Big win. Big win.
Better. Now you're on to something.
Yeah, yes, sir. Take it away, Oscar.
Yeah, one more if you don't mind, fellas. Taylor Swift, apparently when she goes to the gym, much like most women, they get a little dolled up when they're walking out. But Taylor Swift is under a lot of heat because she wore an $80,000 outfit leaving the gym the other day, and the paparazzi somehow knows this.
I'm glad. Good for her.
She shouldn't be shamed because if her business is to look good and to sing, then you have to look good at all times, right?
And if you're a schmo walking down the street and you see Taylor Swift walking out of a gym and she's got an $80,000 outfit, that's making you feel more like a schmo, and she's doing her job as a celebrity.
Hi, I'm a schmo. Look at that outfit.
Nice outfit, Taylor. I'm the schmo across the street.
I'm smart.
I'm smart. Thank you.
I think these there's just a lot of house frowns out there that said nobody looks like that walking out of a gym. Well, Taylor Swift can afford it to. Enjoy.
That's right. And then you know, Mike, from that walk to the gym, actually to the gym to her car, she wrote 3 pop songs.
And that's Oscarati, gentlemen.
All right, very good. We will take a break, and when we come back, it is the last audio vault of the week with Mr. Rob Spiewak. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be right back after this. Take it away, Elton John.
Carla always thinking about?
Dantown?
No!
Who am I always thinking about? Rob Spiewak. He's so much easier to talk to than those other guys on the show. I think it's his approachability that makes him so special. Why not approach Rob with a letter for the mailbag? Send your message to Rob at MikeO'MaraShow.com. That's Rob with 2 B's. The extra B stands for bag. Some of us might get into trouble if we talk to Rob, but you can do it again and again and again with your fingers, a keyboard, and a willingness to let yourself go.
Jesus. Okay. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hello, folks. Just a kind of reminder that our book, Open Mic, is still available, and it's still great. It's the true story of the Mike O'Mara Show and how it evolved from terrestrial radio to the popular podcast that you are listening to right now.
When?
It is the perfect,
When?
Right now.
Okay.
Right now. It's the perfect book if you love TMOS, and since it's really almost to the end of birthday season, it's a wonderful gift as well for the TMOS fan in your life. Open Mic is available at Amazon in paperback and for your Kindle. Please buy one of each, and then Michael Kelly will make a very nice graph. Let's get back to the show. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault. That's not the right sound effect. That's the right one. For, let me see, this is Friday. Is it really on August 15th already?
Mike, the Ides of August, as Shakespeare would say.
Oh, my God. Let's take it away, Rob.
It is indeed. Now, you mentioned Robin Williams in the entertainment news, Oscar. I want to play this. This is something that just came out or just being sort of realized on YouTube. In 1982, when Robin Williams was doing press for The World According to Garp, which we mentioned on our bonus show this week, he was doing an interview in Texas with a reporter named Bobby Wygant. It's a lady. And as you know, Mike, when they finish a one-on-one interview, they turn the camera around and film reaction shots of the reporter so they can edit it later. Of course, Robin Williams is just absolutely trying to make her laugh, and she eventually has to tell him to stop it. They're running out of tape. But he does a great little Robin Williams rant here, and this is great. This is just him causing trouble.
Okay, light is pretty adequate, is it? I'll do reactions first.
You're trying.
So what do you remember about your trip to Dallas?
A girl named Betty Lou.
All right, okay.
She had a lovely two-piece outfit,
Okay.
boots. That's all she wore.
Hold it.
And the spurs. The marks didn't come off for a year.
Okay. Listen, don't let me run out of tape. All right.
He had to be funny no matter what. He just couldn't
did.
stop.
And he is. That's the thing. And he's like, the thing about Robin Williams, even when you would hear him and go, okay, he's going to be funny. And then he really is.
He really is. Yeah.
There's you're not immune from it. You can't escape it. That's what I loved about him.
History was made, Mike, in the 29th of August, 1966. The Beatles played their last live concert at Candlestick Park, okay? And a lot of our listeners last night went out to Candlestick in San Francisco. The last event at Candlestick Park, it was actually Paul McCartney's concert.
At 72, Paul McCartney is tearing the place up before it's torn down. 50,000 fans rocking Candlestick, the stadium's final event.
Kind of cool that the Beatles were one of the first concert events at Shea, and he was the last event at Shea and the
Pretty
first
cool.
at Citicorp as well, and also he would be the last event at Candlestick. I think that's a neat way for Paul to close down that stadium.
And a little sad for some reason. Just kind of time marches on. 72 years old, and they're tearing down Candlestick Park. Yeah, I know a lot of people probably feel that this is a little bittersweet, so but cool nonetheless, and I'm envious of all the people that were at
A lot
that
of
show.
listeners were out there. I got a lot of personal messages last night. People
A
said
lot
it
of
was
people
great.
that were thumbing their nose at you, too, going, hey, Rob, look where I'm going to be, but you wish you were here.
I do, but you know what? Every one of them, I all had better seats than them when he played here. So there you go.
There you go. Oh, okay. There's the cruelty of Rob Spiewak. Right
Preseason football is boring, Mike. Most people will tell you that. But when John Gruden was covering, I think it was the Monday night game, he got so excited about one particular throw, it was a ref throwing a flag.
Watch this throw. This might be the throw of the night. Forget about Cutler and Bortles. Watch this referee right there on the right side. Watch this throw. Whoa. Look at that pronation follow through. 31 yards. Jerry, that is awesome.
It's Todd Pruitt.
When you throw 23 flags in a game, you're loose. You can let that thing go, but did you see the form, the finish?
Yeah, it was pretty strong.
That's as good a throw as I've ever seen by an official.
31 yards he flew the flag, Mike.
And like every Washington football fan saying right now, God, I hope his brother is as good as he was.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I like about that? Him making a big deal out of something that doesn't matter. There's a taste of Madden there.
Yeah,
and I hope
absolutely.
that he can continue to bring that.
And it's probably not by accident. I think that, going for that, I wish more of them would be like that. I wish there would be a little more entertainment in the broadcast of football games. They are, they have gone into the formula now of the professional broadcaster with the jock. In some cases, two jocks that are both doing the game. And I really, really wish they would go back to trying to be a little bit entertaining in the broadcast booth. You can do that and cover the game at the same time.
Speaking of football, right now at training camp, Tom Brady is trying to figure out the new center that's going to be the starting center for the Patriots. And he was talking with the reporters yesterday, and I like what he said here.
The center-quarterback relationship is a pretty special one. So I got my hands on their butts, probably more than their wives. So
yeah, you do.
It's a pretty unique trust and relationship you have. So
Is that off the record?
yeah, it's the truth. So one way or another, that's football.
Mike, do you enjoy hip-hop singer Lil Wayne?
Oh, you know what? I've got his entire collection.
Oh, forgive me. His name is Lil Wayne. I also like impressionist Rich Lil.
Yes, Rich Lil. That's fantastic. Man. And really, here's a recommendation. If you happen to be coming to Washington, D.C., it's pricey. You'd have to save up for a while. For God's sakes, it's practically a mortgage payment for most people. But please, if you get a chance, please stop by that great restaurant run by my friend Patrick O'Connell, the Inn at Lil Washington.
Or Mike, if you want a cheaper night, stay home and watch Lil House on the Prairie.
Absolutely.
Also great.
Absolutely.
Little Wayne was on Sports Center, and they asked him, or he just volunteered, to freestyle rap over the theme of Sports Center. Here's just Worlds Colliding.
Okay. I don't give a football about what y'all think about the tune. I'm just hoping that it's good thoughts. Yeah. Entertainment sports on your network. I love top 10 plays. Yes, sir. Best words. Live on TV. Mama told me to wear a dress shirt. Instead, I wore a T-shirt. Michael Jordan sneakers.
You can blow it up if you like. I'm not married to it.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that.
I liked it.
Little Wayne.
What a talent. What a talent.
Lil Wayne.
No,
Lil Wayne.
I think it's pronounced Little Wayne. Sylvester Stallone is out doing the talk show circuit because of the Expendables, and he's actually being pretty forthcoming about the way he felt about Arnold Schwarzenegger when they were both starting out.
I've read that you guys actually hated each other for a while.
Well, we were very competitive. Yeah, I think hate's a good word. Come on. Did you ever hate somebody so much you go, I got to get to the gym. I got to, and, a musician go, oh, I hate this guy. I'm going to blow him away next audition. I really respect this guy. I think he's brilliant. What he's done, what he's accomplished. He's had 3 different careers.
Oh, he's great.
But I wanted to strangle him. I did.
Well, I mean, you would do Rambo, and then he would do
Commando.
Here we mentioned earlier,
That's good.
Jermaine Jackson talking about the hologram that they did of Michael Jackson on TV earlier this year.
My 17-year-old son, he called me. He said, Dad, did you see what they did to Uncle Michael? I said, what? He said, it didn't even look like him. It didn't move like him. And it seemed like it was a body double. And I wasn't happy once I saw it later. It's not good.
So obviously he's not getting the money. I like that point that Oscar brings up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jermaine.
Yeah.
He's not getting paid.
No, but Tito rolling in it, and
he loved it.
And we close. There's trouble, Mike. TROUBLE, trouble in the Korean space program.
This is a little sad. The Korean Aerospace Institute announced that their one and only astronaut resigned for personal reasons.
Yes.
Now all he has to do is get back to Earth.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Oscar, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back with you in Los Angeles on Monday. And don't forget, the Oscar Santana meet and greet is at the Sunset Trocadero at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time.
Oh, yeah.
What's the address of the Sunset Trocadero?
You can't miss it. I don't have it on me.
Well done.
Well done. Super job. Good luck to get out there and see him. By the way, all our KCJJ listeners out in Iowa, a very, very special Rob Spiewak show is following this with a tribute to Elvis Presley on Rob Radio out on KCJJ,
Stay
the mighty
tuned.
1630. Stay tuned for that. You will love that. Rob is all things Elvis and has an amazing collection. And if you're an Elvis fan, tell the Elvis fans in your family, give them a call and tell them to listen to it on KCJJ. Will people be able to get that online at all?
Yeah, you
Will
can
they be able to hear that?
you can also stream at 1630kcjj.com. Click the Raw tab.
That's it. We got to get out of here. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
See you on Sunset.
I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.